I'm sorry, Fine Point. I guess you're not allowed. You're not welcome in here. As says Soyreal, who decided to shove me up right as I was welcoming you in. Uh, but yeah, welcome on in. We're vibing. We're vibing. Today is art. We're basically. I'm gonna try to figure out how to draw muscles. God damn it! Stop with. I hate my fucking Dad. Oh my God! Welcome on in, Raiders. Not having. Oh, I guess we're moving up to. Hold for a moment. Wait. Oh God. This is. What is happening? Welcome on Alone MCPE player. Glad to have you, Sweeping. Also, welcome on Debt Raiders. Glad to have you. For those who don't know, I'm checking more Big Chaos Code Internet. Variety stream live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. EST. Mostly play indie games, however, will on occasion play games backed by your big corporations such as Microsoft, Nintendo. We've been playing Valerian Studios with BG3. But yeah, scuffed just a little bit. My computer was beeping. It was like, doot, 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 doot. This is what you deserve. Get loved on. How dare you? How dare you, you sweet lion. I'm gonna love on you back, nerd. Everyone go follow Det. Det is a super duper skilled artist. His art is absolutely incredible. We did get a shout from him, right? Yes, are you doing art?
Where the chaos starts the little moment the stream fucking starts. Lamar got him.
It kind of do be like that. Wait, is that why? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, okay, well welcome. Hola, glad to have you. So today let me go ahead and get the music started. Today I'm gonna try to figure out how to draw musculature, because Jesus Christ. But yeah, so today's like an anatomy study, and I'm gonna follow some tutorials to see if I can figure out the thinking behind how to make muscles. Newest piece of experiment on a lot of stuff. Ooh, seance verb. I mean, to be fair, given what happened Friday, yeah. I don't know what you summoned with the seance on that, but I don't like it. Welcome on, Magic Guy. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. All right, how's the audio? Is everything good? Okay. Also, let me go ahead and window capture. I think that's what is supposed to be capturing Clip Studio Paint. Is this the right version of Clip Studio Paint? I click on you. OBS, why are you like this? Welcome on, Ina. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Okay. Why are you white? Okay. So, something's not working here. Clip this. There we go. Boar, welcome on, Hollow. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Okay. Let me see if I can. There we go. I'm gonna follow some tutorials by put more than one eggplant side by side and go over it, smoothing until it resembles muscle. That's actually not that's actually not the worst advice. So these are tutorials from let me go ahead and decrease brush size that way I can. The Etherington Brothers at Etherington Bros. So this is if you want to give them a follow. Also, I should probably do my warm-ups. I also probably shouldn't be writing cursive. That's the way I normally write.
But yeah, if you want to follow this for yourself, you're coming back to town. I do love this song. I love Poor Man's Poison. This stuff's so good. But yeah, let's actually do warm-ups. Song so loud. Is it? Okay, let me check real quick. I'm at the music's like notably quieter than I am. Is it still too loud? Because I think I have it like almost a full decibel below myself. Or like not like a full decibel,
But like I'm at like -3 I set myself, and I think it's -16 is the music. Like that's what it looks like. I might okay, I accidentally grabbed the wrong thing. Be the cutest crow VTuber on Twitch. There is no competition. What are you? Sorry, Willie. You also mod for Trending Hobbit. How can you say that? Welcome on the thing. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Okay. Will you be going to TFF next year? I'm gonna try. I'm definitely gonna go to AC, and AC and MFF. I think are lock-ins this year for me. I think the stretch.
So
So Chris,
this is Chris Audio testing. Hi, hello. How is my audio? Is my audio good or has the audio power crept me again? Audio testing. Also trending Hobbit is a tuber.
Okay, you actually make a good point. Crisp is quiet. How is Crisp quiet? Is he okay? He's probably quiet compared to the music. It'd be cool to see in my home state. Oh, are you a Georgian? A Georgian for Crisp? Where's Crisp? PTS cable out. Filters limiter. Shouldn't be that much quieter than me. To be fair, there's some weird shit going on where like suddenly Crisp's audio is I'm from Texas? Oh, wait. Okay. I got confused because I'm gonna try to go for FWA next year. TFF is a maybe. MFF is a lock-in because I live 3 hours by car, so it's relatively easy for me to go there. I'm in Albertan but I have long-term plans to moving plans to not Alberta lands. Understandable. Okay. Go ahead and increase the brush size just that way. I think like if there's one thing that frustrates me is like when I draw lines, sometimes when I pick it up, it like leaves this little dent. We haven't even done anything worth saving yet. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and save this. Also, we go ahead and move this to the upper layer so that way it's not being blocked by the references. If you had a crazy thing, had a few crazy things here, it's not super out of the ordinary for a con, but yeah, I did see what's his face, the bombs out thing on Twitter. That's wild. Muscle references study. I guess we'll go ahead and save that. We're not saving my I guess it could be fun to watch my my like warm-up progress as time goes by. Welcome on, Ocean. I'm glad to have you, Sweeping. A guy got the tip of his finger bitten off too. Oh my god. The furries, they hunger for the thingies. Oh, that's why. My to be fair, even with 6 stabilization, these aren't bad lines by any means. Like, low-key, with 6 stabilization, those were pretty solid lines. I'm actually becoming a better artist. Welcome on in, DA. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we shout out for DA, who recently hit 69k followers on Twitter? Nice. 10% of the California Girls is peak. The other 10% is the Snoop Dogg section. I low-key do actually quite enjoy this song. I also need to get better about like how pressure. Because like, I'm good about making uniform pressure now, but like being able to like, modulate pressure is like a handy thing a handy skill I should probably develop. Fuck you, Snoop Dogg. Come back to, oh my god, Serial. To be fair, has Snoop Dogg done anything noteworthy in terms of music recently? Oh my god, my horizontal line sucks so much. That's not bad. That one's not bad. This is bad. But yeah. I was actually considering grabbing a couple of your pieces, DA, so I could do study the way that you draw musculature. Because to some degree, like I have 2 muscle references to kind of get me started, but from there it's going to be like looking at actual musculature, like IRL photos, some pictures from like artists that I respect, and like see how they view it, and then see if I can like do some sketches of like various poses with musculature added on top. I think that's like a smart way of going about learning it. I'll be honest, as like a general note, backseating is 1000% allowed on these streams. If you're an artist and you see me doing something wrong, feel free to point it out, because I'm largely going into this not fully blind, but basically like I'm kind of just trusting the process. What's achievement? What did I get? Smart thinking, found out a way to stare at man chest on stream. Listen, you don't have to call me out like that. I almost said game, but it is the chat's fault. Oh my god, my triangles. I'm funny in these triangles so hard, man. Hands up. Also, anyone can add songs if you'd like. !SSR. and then put a song into the queue. You just have to put in a Spotify link or a Spotify search. Stop blaming us. Listen, I love you, chat, but I do feel like a substantial number of my stream problems are caused from people breaking things. I'm trying to think of an example. Like, y'all have broken some stuff over the years, and I love it every time, but also, that's a good triangle. Will you ever go back to YouTube links? Maybe, but that's, I think, gonna be... Sorry, Zandik, it looks like So Real doesn't want YouTube links anymore. Guess we're not doing them. But yeah, I might do YouTube songs again as like a special treat every now and then. But I think that's probably going to be the exception rather than the rule. If only just because breaking games and breaking stream. You know, I guess to be fair, you do learn it from me. But you know, I might do it every now and then as like a special treat. The major thing is that with Spotify, like, I get a variety of music, whereas with the YouTube link streams, it kind of ends up being about the same 5 songs, just remixed into oblivion. Break my spine like we break your stream, Starkey. I mean, hey, that's the plan. If we ever meet IRL, you're getting such a squeeze. Honestly, if I had more free time, I would for sure work out just to be able to apply bigger, like more pressure on hugs. I think, okay, so the thing with me in boxes is like I get the vertical components fine, and then I always phone it in on the horizontal. And then it always ends up looking wrong. Just like give it some variety, or try it too with the Rudy by the lip tones. I do appreciate that. But also you can play, I'm pretty sure the Rudy by the lip tones is on, like, I'm pretty sure it's on Spotify. If it isn't, I would be surprised. Okay. Oh, what is... Oh, this is Odd Taxi? What? Spy X Family? Why did it skip it? What? Why did it skip it? Hello? That was weird. Was it this one? There it is. I don't know why it did that. That was weird. I wonder if there's a way for me to put things back to the top of the queue. The question is, did Songify didn't crash, they spy on you? I don't know why it did that. That was strange. Spotify is out of control. It do be just a touch. All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to intervene slightly. So I won't be able to see myself. So, you know, don't do any scans because I won't be able to react to whatever the scan is. Wah. Welcome on to Therian. Glad to have you, though. I think I've already said hi to you. I don't know. I'm losing my mind just a touch. I am glad, because one thing that finally happened today, so for the last month, my headphones have been broken. Like my really, really nice ones that lasted me like 8 years and had super high audio fidelity. I love them so much. I went to order them again on Amazon. I got 2 different emails from Amazon saying like, hey, we don't have the headphones. And so I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go find the actual like original makers of the headphones and order from there. Literally the next day. Literally the next day. Fuck you, Amazon. I'm like mad. So anyways, I'm going to be boycotting Amazon. Also, there's plenty of other reasons to boycott Amazon. Okay, circles, please. So nice. I'm glad to finally be able to. Oh, what's up, Chris?
Where we get real music, Somehow me behaving with a music bot only posting real music, and like 4 hours a stream.
And like yeah, that's the downside of Songify, is it doesn't seem to be consistent. So like I kind of need to intervene to do its job sometimes, but otherwise it usually is fine. But also like it is a free piece of software, so I can't really complain too much. Okay. There was a tweet I saw. Oh, what's up? What she meant? Greet the swarm. Welcome to Therian multiple times in one stream, where you play on once per constituent. I mean, how many sub entities are there within the massive Therian? I did see a post that was like, it was like like the Sisyphus meme. And then it was like trying to draw a perfect circle in Control Zing. I did it. But yeah. All right. I feel relatively warmed up. Sorry, does it feel being free from Cupcake Holly? It's pretty nice, honestly. All right. Musculature. So I have references for chest. I need to probably find a reference for arms. Welcome on, Sudi. Glad to have you. Someday I'll pave board for art. That's a long way away. Because I need to really figure out what I'm doing with art and like develop a style and also like learn how to make it quickly. Before I'd be like willing to take commissions. I'm pulling a lot of stuff from Sir Ethering. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry, whoever put Koi and Kaiju no Hanalta. Go ahead and put that in again. Depends on attendance, but nominal is usually a few thousand. That's a lot. So you ever meet IRL? I feel like you'd plan. I feel like you would be planned enough for me to be able to give you a copy of Weezer's Blue Album, vinyl or CD, whatever you preferred. Pedro, 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 Pe. Okay, actually, I can just re-add them to the queue. Okay, so that's hands. Actually, because there's one on here on biceps. Okay, this is the one. Copy that image. Where are we at? We're in here. Go ahead and put it. I mean, this song's a banger, low key. Okay, there's biceps. Do we want? I wonder if he has one on back muscles. Doesn't really look like it. Oh, that's something I can probably figure out just by like pulling visual references.
This is horrible art tips with Crisp. Have trouble drawing hands? Just draw highly detailed feet where the hands would go. No one will notice the difference.
Okay, low key though. That's a fucking like. If an artist did that to one of my commissions, I would be like, I can't even be mad. I would be a little mad because like what? I'd be like, hey, this is hysterical. Can you fix the hands? Okay. I think these muscle references, because this is like largely what I need for the longest part, like for the vast majority of things. Okay. Essentially connected to the sternum, clavicle, and the humerus. So if we light transformation, yes. Go ahead and move you to a lower level. Okay. That's not the right brush. Okay. Connects to the sternum, which is this. So you have the sternum here, the clavicle, and the humerus. Clavicle is here. And then the humerus is going to be like these two connection points. Notably, if I remember right, from the Kiki Flip Notes tutorial, it was basically draw a pentagon with the left and like the left being the two shorter ones. So like this would be the left pec, or like the right pec of the person who has the pecs, but the left pec from our perspective. Where's the Subway Surfers gameplay? Do you want me to put on Subway Surfers gameplay? Lift their arms, the muscle stretch, and the chest shape changes. Okay. So this is basically one of those, like, if you think about it in terms of 3D modeling, this would basically be like these need to remain basically flush. Okay. Lift the arm. Yes. For some angles, raising the arms can also create an S shape. Oh, I see what you mean. What is okay? That's a pretty extreme extenditure. Like it's wait, okay. So the bottom part of the pec, and then that's to the point where it's almost a like vertical line. Oh, wait, I think, okay. Wait, I think I actually understand a little bit more about what's going on here. Because, so the way that the Kiki taught was making pentagon. So if you have the pentagon, like, this is basically an unextended musculature. This is from the outside of the pec to the top of the arm, so around the armpit, and then you have the part that's actually lined up with the, like lined up with the arm. Okay, I think I say now what's going on. Loki, I should probably grab also a couple of pieces from Delos just to like see how he figures out the musculature, because Delos also has extremely good anatomy knowledge. DA and Delos, I think, also like I think in terms of like my style, I probably want to look towards a slight amount of hyper, not like to the point of like where they would be logically immobile, just like what DA does, where he has like a very, very thick, heavy set people. Okay. Looking across the chest with the arms out, we see a very different, yes. But notably it still has that pentagon shape to it. It's just that we're getting foreshortening for the top two. By value of the fact that it's coming towards the camera, or coming towards the artist view. Is there? I feel like describing something coming towards like the camera feels wrong. A few mistakes I see a lot. Muscles morph as they move and such. So don't worry about that. Okay. Or so be wary of that. The opposite of what you actually typed, and my brain read it wrong. What is this? Hoyomix eccentric reception. This sounds like something that would be in like a Star Wars movie. Yeah. Like that, and then honestly, this one's like arguably more exaggerated. It's just stretched the other direction. Okay. Now looking up from below with the arms fully raised. Yeah, because that makes sense. It would form a V shape of sorts, because this is the clavicle, sternum, the top of the abs, and then arm to armpit, and then the arm shape. And same over here. Okay, so pecs are relatively easy. Be wary is spelled with one R, so wary is halfway between wary and worry, and Levenstein distance. What is a Levenstein distance? Hello? Is that like how many changes you have to make to get from one word to another? From diagonally behind the chest, diagonally behind. Okay, so this is basically like if you want to really emphasize the booba. Like, goddamn. Since the chest muscles angle up when you force forward, remember that the chest muscles are different angle to the torso. This can also obscure view of the lower torso. Okay, I see what they're going for. Okay, so that's relatively intuitive. So that's more chest stuff. Let's look up biceps. And let me see if I can find something on his Twitter about how to do legs. I guess legs are probably similar to hands or similar to arms. It's just you need to think about them slightly differently because it's basically like if the hand were always like fully extended and held back. Crossing arms. Okay. Okay, where I don't think I see anything about. Okay, interesting. This is handy. That's a handy way to actually think about arms, socks, leg movement. If I could find something about legs and I could find something about like abdominals, I guess. I feel like maybe at that point it might be worth like because it's worth looking when it comes to developing my own style, it's like kind of understanding how to think about things and then from there like applying it. A lot of muscles in the arm, but this is a tutorial that's going to focus on the biceps. A simple division of the upper muscles in the upper arm is triceps, biceps, and the brachialis. Oh my god, why does the bicep look like this? Because we have presumably what here is like connective tissue, bicep, and then it ends up being like divided. Why does it do that? Interesting. This would basically be a extended tricep, compressed bicep, because it's kind of like the arm is curving upwards. Rotation and angle of the forearms along with which side we view the arm from affects what we see the forms of the biceps and brachialis. Why does this sound familiar? This is Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce. Honestly, a fucking goated, like that is a goated duo. I'm not the hugest Beyonce stan, but I'll admit she's got like a lot of, she's like clearly talented. She knows what she's doing when it comes to singing. What I'm wondering is like these like basically creases. How do I figure out where to place those? Unfortunately, the tutorial doesn't seem to go into that much. I guess like you can just put minor creases in some positions relative to the muscle, but also like I probably, now that I think about it, because I'm going to be drawing fur, I probably don't care so much about these minor details. Because they're gonna kind of end up getting hidden in the fluff. Stuff like this that imply like skin creasing are gonna get lost. Like they're just gonna get covered by the fur. So I don't need to worry about too much. Oh wait, an artist that I should absolutely look at if I'm gonna be studying muscle is Etchin. Etchin does incredibly detailed musculature. It's honestly wild. Okay. This is from an interview. The brachialis sits behind the bicep and is mostly hidden. We turn the hands up or hands down. It looks supination and pronation. So, okay. So facing up is supine, facing down is pronation. Prone, okay. Fully rotate the view of the arm, view of the bicep changes. Interesting. Okay. So don't need to worry about it too much. Because, like I said, a lot of this is going to get hidden with fluff. I just need to be able to know where the, like, rough line marks to differentiate the muscles are going to be. So, like, you know, if I look at this, this is the bicep. This is the brachialis. And then this is the tricep. Okay. And then we have the shoulder muscles, which shoulder muscles are kind of their own beast, unfortunately. Okay. So let's start outlining some muscles, just so we can kind of see. DA, if there's any piece in particular that you think like really highlights your experience with musculature, feel free to, like, you know, to make a suggestion. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna pull like whatever's current on your Twitter. Oh, I was on the wrong layer. Thank God that I'm not saving any of this. Specifically, whatever's on your Twitter that is safe to put on stream. I should probably be looking at media instead of trying to scroll through a bunch of stuff erroneously. I really do love your the soundbite Sona you painted looks so good. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good reference. I saw something else. Stuff that's like not clothed is a huge bonus, honestly. That is visible penis, unfortunately. Okay, I like. Okay, I found some good ones. Oops, whoops. Copy image. Okay, let's go and make a new canvas. Okay, go ahead and cover like half the canvas, I guess. Okay. Now let's see if we can outline the musculature here. Okay, we have the clavicle. I guess the clavicle connection goes all the way here. It's kind of hidden behind the the fur here. That's the connection to the bicep. Okay, I see it. Oh wait. Okay. This is basically one continuous. And then we would need the connection here to the, like this is the connection point to the bicep. This is the connection from the pec to the armpit area, and then of course we have the bottom of it that connects to the abs. Also, this is probably going to be good for me to use to like understand how abdominals work. Okay. That's the bottom of the pec. Probably here to armpit, and then this is the, okay. So you can kind of you can hide some amount of it. Have you seen The Amazing Digital Circus? I have. I listen. I know some people are you know, not like the gummy goo, the gator guy. I have a weakness for atypical scaly species, or like scaly species where they do something other than give them scales. So like fluffy dragons, fluffy crocs, fluffy oh, what's it called? Oh god, brain. Dragons, crocs, and sharks are like my big three. Like I will simp for the Sonas, especially if they have fluff or like otherwise like they don't have scales. So Gummy Gator is like instant S tier Sona design, but then he immediately gets nuked. So I'm like, Okay, so this is the back. Trace out the musculature. Deltoids here to kind of imply the cutoff point. So this is the way the arm is laid out. Every time I hear this song, I only see the Q commercial with the furries. Oh, with like the hamsters. Okay. So this is like a dividing muscle. Like this is what is there? There's gotta be like a term for like these creases, right? There's a term for everything. These like musculature creases. Okay, so this is biceps. I guess to be fair, like, so let me see. If this is where the elbow would be. So this is biceps leading into what's the term for these? These like wings. Is like we got kind of this biceps, and then this implies the bicep. And there's not really any place for the brachialis to be visible, but you can kind of. Otherwise, it's like a kind of a minor connection. It's like mostly like a connecting musculature thing. It's not really something like necessarily visible and sizable of its own. And then with forearm muscles are interesting. It's kind of hard to tell with these wrappings. So we have this wing, which I don't know the technical name for it is, so I'm just going to call it the muscle wings. Okay. Okay. This does make me kind of understand now how deltoids work, because they're kind of like, you know, they're basically raised mounds right next to the neck. And they like, you know, if you think about how they extend in 3 dimensions, I low-key, this area of musculature is what I struggle with the most, I think. Like I think that's going to be the area that I struggle with the most to kind of understand what's going on. Okay, creases to kind of indicate stretching. And then oh, I see. So they're basically oblique to, like, they're basically all next to each other. Welcome on in, Kronos. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. Okay. And then 8 packs. See if I can. Okay, so there's some amount of visible musculature. I think it's going to be something similar to arms, where like you can break it into biceps and triceps. Welcome on in, Cowboy Bodo. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. And then you have basically like the forefront muscles. And then the back muscles, which are probably like this would be the equivalent of the brachialis. And then you have the rear muscles. Okay. Actually, you can kind of see the way the muscles laid out here with the like all the single furries. All the single furries is I don't think all the single furries is on Spotify. Doing well, but I'm doing all right. A little bit tired, but I'm vibing and keeping up. And also, I'm learning how to draw muscles, so you know it could be a lot worse. I'm a little scared that all the single furries managed to find something that was named "Oh Whoa, You're So Warm." That's moderately concerning. Okay. Also, as always, for the art streams, backseating is always allowed. Feel free to point out any issues I'm making. If you want to draw muscles, you can draw me, lol. Honestly, visual reference, like IRL references are probably would actually be quite handy. So that way I can kind of like, because like stuff like this is handy for like kind of getting a general shape idea and shape, but like also, especially with like the style that DA has, where like, you know, there has to be kind of definitive lines instead of like my son, hold on. Okay, there's that. This is a better, I think, reference for the nature. I go and slam down some if you're not somehow already following DA. Oh, let me go ahead and move you to a lower layer. You're doing a muscle study with DA stuff? Yes. I'm also gonna grab some of I'm gonna grab some of Delos' stuff, and then maybe Etchin. I've not decided yet, and then I'm gonna see if I can do some poses with musculature and think about how the musculature is gonna be added on top of it. Also, I want to make sure that I'm giving proper credit to all the artists that I'm studying off of. In case you're not already following Dead Anthro. Welcome on in, Dipshitty. Glad to have you. Okay. So this is a because like this is basically like foreshortening the pecs a little bit, because it's like a it's not quite 3/4. It's not a front view either. It's like 7/8 view. I don't know. But this is just straight up like a front facing view. I do think this is okay. So this is from 2024. Wait, this is from this year? I genuinely don't remember. God, I feel like this year, to be fair, we're halfway through the year, but I feel like this year has been simultaneously incredibly long and gone nowhere. Okay. I think I could use one of these as like a musculature study, as like, because like if I'm looking at this, copy image. Yeah, muscles are very, very difficult. So I'm taking every instance of like, you know, now that there's like a break where like none of my friends have hit partner, right before Goldie is inevitably going to hit partner. Okay, you here. Yes, you are in the correct layer. Perfect. I also was on the wrong layer when I was drawing over here. I love that badge, by the way. It came out really, really good. Also, it's like interesting because you can. It's like it's clearly got the stylings of like the coloration of being hooves, but also it's decidedly hands. Okay. Okay, so again we have the bottom of the pec. Let me go ahead and lower the opacity a little bit so that way my lines are more clear. We have the sternum. Cat of Many Colors did that one. Ooh, they did a really good job. Then we have the clavicle connection, the connection to the arm. Actually, okay, so it kind of goes from like the bottom of the pits, and like that's the connection to the arm, and then we have the connection to these like muscle wings. What is the term? Like these back muscles, I guess. I'm gonna go with back muscles, makes more sense. What's up, Crisp?
Stocky, can you help me? I'm having trouble with recreating this piece of the Mona Lisa I had printed from the fabricating unit I buoyed the other day.
That's way beyond my skill. So far beyond my skill set at the moment. Okay. Huh. It's like I guess just kind of like a hidden, you know, the connection here to the armpit is kind of hidden, and then we have the connection to the back muscles, and then again the bottom of the pec. Oh, so let me check to make sure. Yep, DA is doing because one of the things DA always talked about on stream, because I do learn a lot from DA's art streams, even before I was doing arts, is like try to find where the belly button would be and then draw a line from like that to the edge of the shoulders. Yeah, so you can see, and then that's where you figure out where the nipples are located. Okay, and again with the abdominals, it's basically just like some amount of light line work to kind of imply it. It's more creases in the skin than anything. Interesting. Lurk making some eggs for dinner. Ooh, what form of eggs when you get back? Also, but also enjoy the eggs. Okay, another flex here. Oh, here you can see more clearly. Scrambled? Oh, okay. Here you can see more clearly the difference between the biceps. Like you have the biceps here. This kind of implying there's like a second peak where it's like detailed enough where like you basically pull it into the skin into the musculature a little bit. If I hadn't said I'm making eggs in front, I shouldn't have said you're making eggs in front of an avian. Listen, birds eat other bird eggs all the time. And then we have the tricep. And then we kind of have like the implied brachialis. Just break things down to their basic shapes. Muscle pecs are rectangles, shoulders are triangles, and biceps. Yeah, that's also something I should probably be doing. Is like you do make a good point. Is to like because like if I cut like, you know, if I get rid of all of this and I just look at like the overall shape structure, because like that's like the first step of this is to like, you know, you basically have like you have basically rectangles for the arm. This is like it does get a little bogged down by the fact that like they're like, because this is decidedly hypermusculature. This is completely outside of the realm of like human experience. Forearm's a cone. In this instance, actually, because it's basically like a cone, but then with it's like a conoid or a conical thing going on here. It's like because like with normal arms, you think about it as like, you know, tube, connection point, and then, you know, tube again. And like this would be a normal arm. Welcome on, Cassie. Big glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Okay, so pecs are pentagons, arms are cones, and depending on how extreme you make the cone and or cylinder, they can be lead into the hypermusculature, and then from there, when you have that figured out, you can break it down. And God, being an artist is fucking hard. How does anyone draw anything? Oh my God, I'm like losing my mind now. Especially because I'm like, because if you think about it, like this would also effectively be a like a cone. And then you'd have the hand connected to it. Art stream enjoying. Welcome on, Honk. We're glad to have you, Sweet Bean. And then imagine doing it in 3D space. I feel like muscle learner. Yep, I'm using a friend's art to understand how musculature works, by breaking it down into shapes and then figuring out like, so like, you know, this is effectively a pentagon with the top and the bottom being longer, and then you have two connection points here for the sides. And then from there, figuring out like where the muscle implications are. I honestly feel like, okay, modeling is an entirely different skill set. I feel like I would be better at modeling than I think I would be better with 2D art. But also, every time I look at modeling software, it scares the fuck out of me. Because immediately trying to draw Bara. I'm not immediately going to try to draw Bara. Okay, I'm going to immediately try to draw Bara, but also, you have a couple of books for reference, or have you evangelized towards Morphos and sculptors references? I'm mostly... So my plan is to understand the basic shapes, using some artwork from friends and from from people, like artwork that people have offered up, like this is Cowboy Boda's badge. So actually this is like a pretty good example, because you have the this is much more realistic musculature. Is you basically have the cones, Yeah, you have the cone for that, the cone for the forearm, and then from there it's a lot easier to like you have these cones. If you were using prior looked a bit more exact. Oh, for sure. No, DA's style is a lot more hyper, which like I'm trying, because like this is good. This is also good. I think I want to hit somewhere in the middle. Like I think this is about as big as I would want to go in terms of like things I would be willing to draw, because at this point it's like the shapes, like the structure of things is starting to break down in favor of the shape of the musculature brought to its logical extreme. He's so investing in drawing in hypermuscle. Oh yeah, so once you break it down to that, you would then need to figure out where is like, here we see the bicep. Like that's nice and layered out. You can't really see, there's no implied tricep here. Actually, this is a good point, because I need to also remember how the what is this cupcake CPR? Oh, okay. I hate it. Because like here we have the elbow. God, I'm so tired. This is the bicep. And then we have the bicep back here with, I feel like it can kind of go a little bit bigger and then like imply the, yeah, you can kind of imply the brachialis. Okay, low-key, if you become a good artist, does looking at, like, do you become way more judgmental of art as you get better and better at art? I told you you wouldn't escape Cupcake Dummy. You're not wrong. It's just more limited. Because, like, part of me is like, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's definitely an understanding here that I'm like, I definitely appreciate. There's minor placement stuff. The way I'd see it is it's a pool noodle with a balloon stuffed in it. That's not a bad, that's actually not a bad, sort of like an implied theory of anatomy, so you notice technique, you use more of this, that's just part of a skill set. Actually, you make a compelling point, because, like, this is the bone. And then, like, you have the bone structure. This is we leave this space aside for the elbow. And then from there, we kind of assign musculature. And then we figure out, like, where the various muscles go. And, like, how exaggerated we want to make it by introducing, like, tautness lines. Okay. My eyes and brains are a lot more advanced than my hands, hence why I can't practice that easily. That's understandable. Again, we have this back muscle kind of wing thing going on here. We have the sternum connection to the... I feel like, I guess to be fair, like, this is a style. Like, this is a style thing, because you're kind of stretching upwards by doing this, having this space here between where the also, a reminder that you can vote skip anytime if just as a general note, because, like, I don't mind, but feel free to, like, if this is genuinely making you uncomfortable, !, vote skip. if the song ever genuinely makes you uncomfortable, feel free to use your right. Okay. We have the applied lower pec connection. This is the connection to the armpits. we were to draw out the rest of it. What the fuck is wrong with Yellowpun's songs? I would maybe suggest focusing on overall muscle groups too, as until you draw guys with bigger biceps than Melon says the overall shape help more than drawing more veiny. Yeah, drawing veins is like like stuff like that is like that. I think that's like brought into its logical extreme. This one wasn't mine. Do I have 2 degenerates in my chat? I listed a billion techniques, but having the physical ability to execute 0 and the intuition of which technique works better is much better. That's reasonable. Okay. So I feel like I have a pretty solid understanding of... I was saying I loved about the badge in the eye. They did something so much more detail in the eye than I... Honestly, eye studies are a thing I probably should also do. Is like... Because like... As it stands right now, my best instance of eye work is still very much limited. Because, let me open it up. You see, I managed to do a little bit of eye work, which helped to lighten it up also. It's like something Kiki Flipnote Pentagons, yep. Don't worry, that has been brought up constantly. Okay, I'm actually gonna... locate. I'm gonna skip. We were halfway through that song. Okay. So I think now let's move on to... Let's move on to pose studies. And see if we can add musculature. Okay. See if we can grab any unique poses. So Twitch was up 1 gigabyte of RAM on a single tab earlier? Yeah, no, I think Twitch is shitting itself a little bit, which is, just great. That my son could help with the muscular study. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for sending this in. All right. Go ahead and open up a new tab closer to that one. Pose reference. Okay, let's just look up stock male photos.
Wretch, wretch, where the
What's up, Chris?
Mind Goblin got 56 cards banned from Vintage.
Minds Goblin. Oh, you name sticker Goblin? Yeah, no, I saw that yesterday. And I was like, wow, that's wild. Okay, listen, at this point I wish there was like a website. Wait, do I have like shoot, what's it called? Doll something on my I can't remember. There's like it's like a 3D doll modeling software. Like one of those reference like pose dolls. They probably banned Vintage's banned list. Okay. These are good references, actually. Okay. Go ahead and use these two as references. Why do you look Am I the only... Like, this guy looks photoshopped into this background, right? I just got this off Google, so... Okay, first step. This is that is an SCP. A little bit. Welcome on it, Badumfish. Glad to have you. He scares me. He has a threatening aura. Also, he has no elbow. This man has no elbow. Okay. Okay, so study. First step is go to pencil. Wait, why did it skip? Why did it skip the Spotify? What the fuck? I'm like, I don't. Why did it skip that? That's so weird. There are 44 cards banned on Legacy right now, and they banned 56 cards, more than double the banned list. Final Feast. Why did okay, recently played. It just completely skipped over it. It didn't even play it. It just said no. All right, let me go ahead and put it into the queue for you. I don't know why it did that. The song is already in the queue. It's not though. Did it crash again? All right, time to reopen Songify. All the songs are already in the queue, so don't worry about that. SSR, Rudy. I wish there was Congress request. Yes, okay, it's now in the queue. I don't know why it did that. That's so so strange. Okay. Go ahead and increase opacity. We have our pencil. I'm on the wrong layer. What happened to my first song? I don't know. I did find a video for implementing song requests through StreamerBot. I just need to actually like go through it and like actually, you know, have the free time to set it up myself. Why did I suddenly I had a very uncanny feeling looking at this because like this is decidedly human shape, but like my brain suddenly noticed the shape of the human and it scared the fuck out of me. I don't know how to explain it. It's like suddenly my brain actually noticed how fucking gangly we all are. Send like a doctor. Got the elbow. And the fucking list includes Invoke Prejudice, which is banned for having too many K. Too many Ks. Shut up. Oh my god. Okay. So think about here's where did I put it right on the wrist. Okay. I sent one more muscle piece Mari is doing for me that would be good for the female side of muscling. I don't. Oh, is okay? That's what it did. Discord was doing the thing again. Oh, I didn't realize that. I mean, is this the same Sona, just more feminine expressing? I guess it makes sense because if you look at it, like the difference between male and female musculature is men tend to be kind of just like he's doing a gender bent version of my Sona. Okay, you look at like because like men tend to be more angular, like the whereas I feel like women are more like, which like I know that this is like the stereotype. And also, like, probably something that can be posted on unnecessarily gendered. You know, you have, I guess we fair, like, it'd be more like, like, this is more feminine. Like, they kind of have that slight hourglass effect to it. Whereas men tend to be kind of just brick wall shaped. Like, look, this man is a fucking rectangle. Sorry, I keep pulling out the male gaze here. It's not even the male gaze because I'm homosexual. You can give a more emasculated feeling with firmer shapes than feminine with curves. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I was trying to get at. I just didn't have the words to express it. The male gaze. Welcome on, Brianna. Glad to have you, Sweeping. Yeah, think about... Is this in Chinese? Also, feel free to show it on stream for everyone here. I think it's kind of brushing up against TOS just a touch. If only just because of the bikini placement specifically on the right breast. It's close enough where I kind of don't want to risk it. Although if Maria's drawing on her stream, she probably knows TOS better than I do. He's a rectangle. You're basically saying he has the same build as Bandit Healer. Well, okay, so like here's like a normal person is built like rectangular, whereas like I feel like the bluey characters are like they're almost as wide as they're almost squares. No issue for TOS for it. But it's like a weirdo that's really hard to learn how to draw muscles while using stock photos of clothed models. Learning this from the first-hand experience. Well, here's the thing. This is basically what I'm doing is like I've done a couple of like wrong one. I've done a couple of, you know, I've read up on it a little bit, and basically my idea is I'm going to use these stock poses to get basically a pre-planned stock, like, you know, position, and then see if I can draw musculature over it. Also, I need to get rid of this. Get off my screen. Kind of like it's like a trial by fire, but like as like, you know, here's how musculature would work or how I draw it. Why did you draw the Seabat Stickman? What do you mean the Seabat Stickman? What does it have to do with Seabat? Wait, is this the Seabat guy? Did I accidentally pick a reference with the Seabat guy? If so, that's fucking iconic. No? Okay. You have shoulders. Actually, it's kind of like shoulder and then like this little stickman you drew. Well, okay, so that's how I think about drawing. Like that's how I think. This is how I think about proportions. Where's my song I should have played by now? Oh, you're talking about the ripped, the Rudy by the Lip Tones, which it did the thing again, or Songify did the thing again. It's coming up after this. Okay, it's after this song. Sorry about that. It's a free piece of software, so it inevitably is going to be a bit of a buggy mess, unfortunately. I probably should figure out how to implement it on my side, but I'm like, my man, why do you hide your elbows? What do you have going on that you're hiding your elbows from me? Okay. Yeah, I guess like the kind of implication is that the other bone goes this way. This is like looks like a borderline to JoJo pose. Okay. Why are you scared to remove your goggles? Are you secretly hiding a small Starkey underneath? I'm literally made of nanomachines. Every bit of me is also me. You could remove a chunk of me, and that is also small me. Okay. So, putting together what we've learned. Collecting him in a jar? No. Anything but the jar. New raster layer. Lower opacity here. Just a touch. Okay. So if we think about musculature. There we go. Now the Rudies should be playing. Jar, I swear to God. Y'all get activated by Jar. Wait, the goggles... Wait, so your goggles are also you? Oh, the goggles technically... The goggles and the pendant technically aren't me. Oh, okay, it's arguable about the pendant, because the pendant's technically the center of Starkey's soul. Okay, now let's see. If we add musculature... Okay, we have the head. We think about the neck as effectively being like a cone. It's like that's the neck. That's this. We've created the discrete portion of the neck. And then, oh, I guess that's a good point, because if I look at like this is good for helping me kind of iron out. Should you think of these shoulders like upside down V? That's a good point. Well, okay, I unfortunately don't have any. I think back muscles are massively underrated in how attractive they are, but because there's not a lot of references for it, unfortunately. Okay, so if I think about where this... Okay, so basically the pec begins... Okay, if we think about where I put it right here, and the pec starts lower. But also think about, like, the fact that... Okay. So it's kind of like choosing where the pec starts. So we have this, you know... Also, like, so one of the things that I know I can do is use deltoids as like a form of like widening the neck. But also, like, it's kind of a matter of like making sure the size is consistent. Okay. Welcome on in, Rarun. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we show for Rarun? And we kind of had like this kind of implies the nature of the deltoid. Like where the neck connects. Or like kind of imply it with that. And then if we think about... Okay. Oh my god, it actually is on Spotify. Holy fuck. But also, who's paying me $10 to play this? Actually, never mind, this is fine. I've heard worse. My fucking will to live is broken. You think this song's gonna hurt? As if. Listen, this is who is it? Cowboy, this is Cowboy Boda's fault. I've kept an eye on this one as it's continued through the queue. Okay, so this would be front facing, which means terrible. Okay. If we think of it as well, okay. The bicep would be somewhat facing in by nature of where the hand is going. So if we have the bicep here, I'm like, the more I learn art, the more I'm like, how the fuck does anyone finish anything? And I guess the answer is no artist really finishes a piece. Like you just accept the fact that you can't change anything else without making it look stranger. Okay. So here's the bicep. somewhat facing towards the inner part, because we got the hand here, which means that if we want to actually, okay, so the bicep would probably act, oh, whoopsies, accidentally hit the select sample thing, which is something I've done ad infinitum. So doing this actually gives me a proper bicep shape. And then from here, we would have, like, basically the, oh, I can't remember the term for the muscle is, the brachialis or whatever. And then here we would have the bicep. Does that look good? I guess, like, it kind of, like, continues in a bit. Like, there's kind of overlap where the musculature would be. At least with the bicep, there would be overlap. Forearms, I don't really understand the musculature behind. I feel like they tend to just be kind of like folded. That one's clearly too much. Let me like unhide the, see where it is. Okay, so it's like we would be seeing the front part.
Okay, welcome on, Jaren. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we shout for Jaren? Jaren's a very, very sweet bean. Super duper wonderful bean. Super duper skilled 3D artist. We're currently doing our muscle study. And I'm wondering, it's making me wonder how any artist finishes anything ever. I'm only popping me a grin, but I appreciate that. Thank you for helping stop by, Sweet Bean, but still get shout out regardless. You nerd. Okay.
So if I I'm gonna probably do like a cleanup pass once I think I figured out the musculature. Shoot. Muscle studies are so important. Yeah, but they're also like so hard. I'm like losing my mind. Okay, so if we think about where the sternum is, that's a defined set of pecs right there. That also probably need to be like, because he's kind of like his body is facing this way. I think if we just, yes, take that. We have the combination, there we go. The connection to the clavicle here. Not to say, yeah, I've given up muscles to only be the small lumps I have an otherwise general outline. Not to say I ignore muscles. Here's the thing. Given how much I'm struggling to draw even this simple pose with realistic musculature, I'm like losing my mind, and I completely understand why we would fudge it. I just realize it's more fun drawing subtle muscles, not super big, powerful ones. Unfortunately, I am a basic bitch, and I really like thick, muscular men with big bellies, so I need to figure out how to draw this shit. Okay, we have the clavicle connection. This is the connection to the upper arm, and then we have the I can pay people to fulfill my basicness. That's understandable. Big men, best men, exactly. I can draw what I'm good at instead. That's reasonable. I think. Okay, so this looks relatively okay. We think about like this as being where the musculature definition is coming in. Welcome on, Dinner Writer. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Whose emote is that? It looks really good. Oh, wow, that's your emote? It's super duper cute. I guess see you in an hour, when dinner's done. Work time? Yeah, go get some good food. Good. Definitely one thing I learned being an adult is like how much good food improves a mood. I wouldn't be able to do nearly as much as I do in terms of stream and other stuff if I weren't constantly like making myself good food to eat. Okay, and then we would of course have like the hand here, but I'm not about to draw the fucking hand. You see, I stock up on art references of naked people and trace over them and add robot heads. Reasonable. Also, that's smart. That is actually quite intelligent. Okay, so this is where the arm is, which means that we think about this as basically being the. Oh wow, I've made him beefy. I made this guy quite hefty. I do follow a fair amount of artists and I see different ways of visualizing the anatomy between each one of them. Yeah, this is because I think one thing I'm trying to do is I'm also like, while trying to learn art, I'm also trying to develop a style that I like, which means that I'm necessarily going to need to interpret the world rather than just express my idea of it. My RL friend does the at Brionica minus robot heads. Okay, so if we... What is this cue? Why is this song changing? Wait, did it skip over a song again? It... Request added. Jazz Emo is supposed to be on the list. Is that next? It's not. What the fuck? Oh my fucking god. Songify, why are you like this? I'm so sorry about that. I'm genuinely am so frustrated by this software. Okay, where is it? Jazz Emo. Song for My Lost Ghost. Sneaky Phase. What does it say it's next then? Play by Jax Jones.
Wretch, wretch, where
Welcome on, Dr. Wolfwalker. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean.
Stocky, is it okay if I make a human centipede out of tubers? If not, how wrong would it be?
I don't know, you did bumped up, just confused. I'm just as confused as you, honestly. It seems like Songify just randomly skips over songs, I don't know why. Maybe it's... What if I do Spotify Legacy? If I change it from Spotify API to Spotify Legacy. But yeah, can we show for Dr. Wolfwalker, by the way? Okay. Okay, so if this is the musculature of the body. And then I can... So this is the connection. This is the armpit. Organize you from Madstream. Learn art. Heck yeah. Yes. I'm currently... I didn't realize that this guy actually made a song available on streaming. Tom Cartier, I believe, has all of his songs on Spotify. I am currently trying to figure out musculature, and it makes me want to die inside. But it's necessary because I like muscular men, and I'm going to die. I will die on this hill that I want to be able to draw muscular men. Okay. Super fair. Hello, I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome on, Darth Chaos. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Okay, let's see. I feel like also the thing with musculature is you can kind of flub it a little. Just not like a lot, but like a little.
wretch, wretch,
Like you can kind of like
wretch.
I won't
imply
say
it.
much, but viewers here who like muscular men get hyped for when the comic gets done. Eventually, at
Yes.
this rate you will be a good enough artist to confidently do the comic before it gets completed.
I did reach out to a friend of the artist because I to some degree I feel like the artists I reached out originally to just stopped responding. So I'm like, I don't know if they're... Welcome on the people. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Oh, so Crisp the Rat. Yep. Crisp the Rat. He reached out for Peepo. Speaking of the model, Peepo is the artist who did the new model, which I'm currently in the process of working on stuff to help debut it. It looks so good. I reached out to the comic artist because they kind of just disappeared off the face of the internet. Which is to say, I got one of their friends to reach out for me. So you're gonna be a furry bar artist? Yeah, yeah. I would like to be able to draw. Thank you so much for the shout. No problem. I would like to be able to draw furry barmen for sure. Because I am what's known in classical terms as the big gay. Do you hear up there, Kay? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's been a couple months, so like, if it you know, I probably maybe should have mentioned something sooner. I really do hope they're okay. You know, and it has, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if you know something's going on with them or whatever, but like. I just largely at this point, like I just want to make sure they're okay, so that way I know that there's like not any foul play or whatever involved. We already finished the model for a few months already. Woo, time flies. Yeah, the model's been finished. I think you finished in what, like April? I want to say, so it's been 2 months that it's finished now, and I haven't been able to debut it because I want to build up the hype for it, which like at this point might just be me being silly and like obstinate more than anything. So I put in a Philly song and wandered off. Was that you, Led Crow? Did you do that? Welcome back. Mostly more inclined to like heavy set men because they're more friendship. Oh, as someone who has cuddled both a heavier set man and a more skinny person, the cuddles from the heavier person were so much better. Like it was not even close, honestly. I'm gonna lay down here in a bit because of my splitting headache, autism, and ADHD. Understandable. I'm very cuddly. We appreciate cuddliness here. You gotta have the soft tum for cuddles, the strong arms to keep you trapped in cuddles. That is the ideal form of man. Look at the stretch. In the save. Okay. What's the command for looking for the Kurt song with the new API? Exclamation mark SSR, and then a either a Spotify query or a Spotify link. We're currently having issues with Songify though, so there might be some amount of complications. Unfortunately, I'm joking with this, but fun tease sample size of 2. Start getting more cuddle experience. I've already had a couple of people offer for MFF this year, so. Okay. I mean, what's checking the queue and what's currently playing. The what's currently playing gets put into the chat at the start of the song. As for checking the queue, I think the only way to do that is for me to add it onto the. Let me see if I can pop up the queue. Also, like the queue is not trustworthy. Queue window. Let's see. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Not media source. We want capture. Window capture. Can you read this? Is this the this is the artist's name? Okay. Hopefully that works. Is that good enough for you? Don't say lazy so slight. Why was title so short compared to the length of the song? Hello? Yeah, this'll work. Okay, cool. Because like I'm kind of looking at my own stream as like a much smaller version of it in my other window, so I'm like I don't really know what is and isn't visible. I was like thought about what I draw when I finally decide to develop my art skills. And while I have no interest in learning, borrow $100 is $100, provided they won't open Pandora's
Can't read
docs.
this, Starkey. The reasoning is because I am illiterate and am unable to read or write. Check.
Oh, also it disappeared. Thanks. Thank you, Songify. You're great. You're definitely a piece of functional stuff. I can't complain because it is free, but also... Do you use more than one monitor? I have two. I've argued getting a third one. Well, come on, students. Glad to have you, Sweeping. I'm like, now I feel like I need to make the pecs bigger. I have to like... There we go. I would have a 5 monitor set up sometime, but I need more desk space for that. Oh my god, that's honestly wild to me. Okay. What did this? Whoopsie, accidentally feed the mods by dropping food in the basement by mistake. You know, we'll call that your payment for the month. So with the legs, if you want to draw the musculature, you kind of need to really exaggerate, don't you? Because they're so much longer. I do have a tenuous relationship with bar art, honestly. As much as I really like the look of big guys, I kind of feel like a lot of it's more little too forwardly not safe work for me. That's understandable. As someone who's I'm relatively kink agnostic or like not safe for work agnostic. As you know, being Demi, I'm like, okay, you know, this is just nice artwork instead of, you know, inherently viewing it from a lens of sexuality. Even the kink shit, I'm just like, okay, yeah, you know, someone's into this, but there's also like inherent, you know, skill put into the process of making this, so like I get to appreciate it from that aspect. I really, yeah. Is Q's closer? Is this another error? This is exactly how I feel about it. Lungfly didn't crash. Try it again. Yeah, give it another shot. Maybe it was too close. Oh, damn it. Thanks, Songify. You sure do work. Okay, time to close and reopen Songify again. I need to reach out to Kusa and be like, hey, Kusa, Songify doesn't work for me. What? Last time I went a week without a good meal, you'd think I went months without bathing, seeing any sunlight, talking to anyone, or being able to poop. It really does feel like that at times, doesn't it? Oh, Twitch. Okay, so that's the problem. Twitch API is throwing a shit fit. Or is it? Okay, I see. I figured it out. All right. Where is it? Spotify playlist. Okay, I don't know why it's... OBS and Songify apparently really do not like each other. What is... Hello? What is this? That's not the right thing. Go capture. Okay, there's that. Go ahead and put that over there. There we go. We're now back in business. Okay. Okay. And then with abs, it's kind of just like admittedly with like a little bit less exaggeration, but okay, what if we now hide that? That's relatively believable musculature. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a good starting place for sure. Admittedly, the leg clearly needs to be like, you know, filled out. But in terms of like arms, admittedly, this arm does look notably smaller. If I like, you know. How does that look? Kind of like, it kind of looks like I've extremified a little bit. I want to be able to draw something of this caliber. And then admittedly, I think the major thing is that the head looks a little bit. Okay. Now, if we flip the canvas. I mean, I think the solution here is instead of shrinking the other musculature, just grow this one. I like the size of this. Okay, yeah, that's like nice and exaggerated. I think because with elbows, like there's no muscular, like you can't increase the size of an elbow by like adding musculature, so it's kind of like inherently gonna dip. If you think about like that, this area is always gonna be the kind of the elbow. What? It's how the elbows work. Yeah. Okay. Maybe with like a little bit of smoothing effect to it. I don't know why this song is back, but you know, that's fine. Okay. This is relatively believable musculature. I think the thing I would need to do to like, because the thing with musculature of this level is the person's going to kind of necessarily need to be wider. Okay, without not scale rotate, free transform. Yeah, so like if you widen him a little bit, then okay, and of course you know. What happened? Oh, for fuck's sakes, it immediately it hovered over the delete. I hate it here. Okay. Okay, if we grab my pencil again, I think if we need to erase this line. Okay. How's this look? That's... I give it, you know, in terms of the upper body, it's at least workable. By no, like, this is, as for a first attempt, that's not bad. Especially because a lot of this is my, like, you know. Okay. And also, like, I need to, you know. With arms down like this, okay. There's also, like, the thing with the arm is that it kind of, like, is that good? That's kind of, I was summoned back with this song. We'll go back. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there for now. Okay. So now let's go ahead and select this again and shrink it. Scale rotate. Perfect. God damn it, wrong layer. Fuck me. Yes. This layer now. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm starting to figure out how musculature works. It's a lot of fucking work, is the answer. Oh my god, especially now I'm like, how the fuck do hyper artists ever get anything done ever? That's so much work. Okay, I mean, to be fair, I'm sure at some point you learn, like, techniques to help rendering go a lot faster. Okay. No, yes, I would like to switch over to pen. Go away. You select. There you go. I'm now, like, also, this is making me realizing now how, I'm sorry, I'm having a Sisyphus moment. This is now making me realize now, like, when artists, because I've heard artists be like, you know, just draw it bigger. I now understand, like, because they're like, yeah, but if you draw it bigger, it's not going to look right. And now I understand it's like, because there's, like, some artists can draw it bigger, but some artists have, like, a limit to, like, the size that they can draw realistically. And I think that currently this is going to be my size limit. Okay. So, first of all, first step is we need to draw the neck. Okay. Also, let me check something real quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so yeah, it is actually about 6 heads to a normal sized person. I was just one of those, like, minor curiosities because I was reading a book about, like, references, like you know, how basically how proportions work. And it said that humans, you use a lot of, like, we use the head as a lot of measurement tools for, like, understanding about where things are supposed to be proportioned. So, for example, like, I think shoulders are, like, 3 heads wide. People are usually 5, 6, 7 heads tall. Which is, like, that's another one of those, like, wow, Americans will really do anything to avoid using the metric system, won't they? But unironically, it is actually quite useful to think about it, because it means that, like, you know, you don't squish. Like the body has the space to take full form. Oh yes, the head. Oh yes, the head is the great tool for measuring body parts. Welcome on, Zurok Crisis. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Can we shout out for Zurok?
We're the wretch.
The N in the 711 logo is not capitalized and is the only non-capitalized letter in the logo. Have fun with this curse.
The N is the N in the 711 logo. Okay, wait. Now you're gonna force me to fucking look. Now I have to look up the fucking 711 logo real quick. Fuck, you're right. I hate it. Silence, but the N is lowercase. Why is the N lowercase? Everything else is capitalized, but the fucking N. I hate this. I hate this information. Do you plan on playing Crow Country? Maybe? I'm not necessarily the biggest horror person, and my plate's already loaded with 2 art streams a week, Hades 2. Yes, it's me, that exact type. Yes, it's that exact typeface, and it's bugged me since I've realized it. I fucking hate it. Why would you curse me this information? This is like teaching your friend to spot bad kerning. Like this, I'm pretty sure that's like considered a war crime. That's psychological torture. Okay. X. Hits. Arms. Hex, pits, arms. The best parts of men. Why did you say it like that? Listen, I don't know why I do anything anymore. Also, shout out to us mods for doing the shadows all the time. I'm sure some marketing exec is like, wait, change the N because the lowercase n kind of looks better. I hate... The answer is you're probably right about that, honestly, and I hate it. Okay. So if we think about, like...
Wretch. We're wretch. We're the wretch.
Fun fact, your toes are always touching each other, all the time, and always have been.
I mean, you can make your toes not touch by spreading them out, unless you're going to argue that all of your toes are touching because they're connected to the same thing, which is, at that point, you're invoking basically, like, you're invoking a logical argument about what it means to be distinct entities. Like, you can just spread your toes out so they're not touching. Also, if your feet are, like, if you put your feet in shoes and what if you have webbed feet? Oh god, you know what? You make a compelling point. Fuck. If when you spread out your toes are still touching somewhat. Maybe it's because I'm double jointed, but I can definitely spread my toes out wide enough where they it's just giant lowercase, the opposite of small caps. Hate that information. Like I can definitely spread my toes wide enough where they don't touch each other. Cormorant Unicase has some similar things going on in. Interesting. So this is the brachiolus. And then we have the... I guess to be fair, because if we think about like where the bicep should stop right before the right before the thing. This is my jam. Okay, then the tongue is nowhere in your mouth to comfortably rest. That's something like something pointed out to me that like the way your body works is you're supposed to form effectively a protective seal from your mouth by using the tongue on the top of your, like, the roof of your mouth. So that way air doesn't get in and, like, allow the bacteria in your mouth to continue to, like, propagate while you're asleep. And ever since that's happened, I can't, ever since someone pointed that out to me, I can't get a good fucking night's sleep anymore because my brain's constantly thinking about where my tongue is in my mouth. Drat foiled again. So that's... Oh, I just realized. Because the bicep can block the view of the pectoral. Oh my god. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay. There was something specifically brought up, I think, in here. That, like, the bicep can block the view of the pectoral, and I feel fucking stupid. Just put your tongue in someone else's mouth. No longer need to worry about it. That's a fucking power move. It's like, here, I don't want to think about where my tongue is. Let me put it in your mouth.
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
Fun fact, Starkey has hidden 12 corpses in the Nevada desert. He only killed 9 of those people though. The other 3 died of what we in the lab would call what would we call it, Starkey?
Pokemon Game
Natural
Kaze, glad to have you,
causes.
Sweet Bean. Yes, natural causes. This is a plot to get you to buy potion of the restful tongue from your local apothecary. Yeah, welcome on, glad to have you. I'm currently trying to figure out how to draw musculature, and it is very, very difficult. I feel like I'm losing my mind just a touch. Imagine having a tongue. Is there something you need to tell us, Ariel? Okay. Okay. We do this. How does that look? Only a question of practice? Yeah. That's not bad. It doesn't look good, though. I think it's because, like... Okay, so third time's the charm. You can always see your nose. Your brain just try to filter it out. Cassiopeia, I've heard, like, all of these. Manual breathing. You're thinking now about the fact that you're blinking. Like, I've been on the internet since I was, like, 9. I've heard every single one of these. There's still 1 per person unless you're a mod, right? Like, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like I might actually be one of, like, me as a streamer, I'm like, okay, you know, nothing shocks me anymore. Between being raised by a nurse and the fact that I've been on the internet for almost 2 decades, I'm like, okay, no, I don't care anymore. My will to live has been fundamentally removed from my body. Male breathing is my favorite insult to this day. My favorite insult is you look easy to draw. That fucking insult, as I've learned more and more art, that insult continues to be the most brutal insult of all time. So if you want to shock Starkey, find something new like the 7-Eleven or make a new mayo drink. I've been playing rhythm games since, what, 2006? I'm trying to think of when I started playing rhythm games proper. I think that was in college. I say as Ether Strike comes on. Is this a well-known rhythm game song? Okay, biceps. I think also part of the problem is I'm like, I need to use like a thinner brush, specifically because like it would be like for detail work, or like use a like a lighter touch. Yeah, like this does a lot to make it more reasonable. It's one of my personal favorites since from a relatively recent mobile game. Okay. Interesting.
wretch, wretch, where
Okay, now if I
the
hide...
wretch?
Remember to avoid being easy to draw, just have some complex patterns. It worked for my Sona, as everyone who did art for my Sona mentioned the patterns being a bitch to draw.
Oh my god. I to this day think about when I first joined the fandom, and I was going, I can't remember, so this was early enough in the fandom where like I was basically following every streamer furry I could find. A Tor has two chests and the lungs of the feral part can only be filled with gases that left the human. Now that's cursed information. I don't like that thought. So like, okay, so if we do that, abs, it's lazy abs, but it fills the purpose. So this was when I was first getting into like furry Twitch, and I was following every artist I could find. So I can't remember which artist it was, but I remember watching an artist who had a ref sheet they were working with of I think it was like a shelter or whatever, like some kind of dog with mottled fur. Problem is, the fucking ref sheet didn't have a color picker for any of the modeling on the fur, so I could hear the sigh of resignation every single time this fucking artist went to pick a color, because they had to color pick off of the fur that was like on this ref sheet, and it was like I felt so bad, but it was really funny. Now I'm like, I would actually probably I would probably turn down the request to be like, hey, your son is great. This ref sheet makes me want to die. I had to go double check if my ref sheet as a color picker. One thing, low-key, because there's a 3D artist on Twitch, Kate Arts. I'm immune to the easy to draw insult, but instead I can almost not be drawn at all. Yeah, this is why you specify your colors. Yeah, okay. You exactly hit on what I was going to talk about. There's this 3D modeler on Twitch called Kate Art. Welcome on Drekafib. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Who for the longest time, every Tuesday basically did like a ref sheet review, because like as a 3D modeler, he needs that shit to be on point, because like you can't really cheat. Like in 2D you can kind of get away with certain patterns. Like you can't get away with, you can't get away with some shit in 3D that you can kind of cheat in 2D and like hide it. In 3D, you can't get away with it, because you need to be able to make it so that way it can be viewed from all angles. So, like, the entire time, like, he's like, okay, make sure you do this, like, highlight specific patterns that you like. Mostly is very easy to draw, except he has a device on his arm that's very complicated. I appreciate you having a ref sheet ready for you, of course. One of his most frequent things that he said was, always have a color picker. Because even though, like, I personally pick almost always from the colors on the character, like from flat colored refs. But if you're gonna have a Sona that, like, have it in case there's like any confusion about like what the color is supposed to be. So, have a color picker, even if you don't think you need it. The other piece of advice he had was always label your color picker. Like that was something that was so often the case, where he's like, yeah, you have a color picker here, but you don't have the labels. And having done a couple of pieces for some friends as gift art, I now understand why he complains about that. Because there are times where I'm like, these two shades of green are very similar. I don't know which one's supposed to go where. Like, so like, if you want to get your ref sheet like made, you probably want to double check with a 3D artist to make sure that like it's usable, kind of regardless of what's happening. Because like 3D artists are the ones who need the most detail to work with to like actually make something. Okay. So with legs, it's kind of similar to arms, I think, where you basically have like two sets of muscles and then probably like an intermediary muscle. Cursed Thought, with a color picker that is straight up gradient, and if you look closely, there's dithering. Oh my god, you monster. Takes a lot of effort. I'm surprised that T was able to do the Borb with just the Borb, to be honest. Yeah. Honestly, if I'd known you were going to do it, I would have been able to pass you a higher resolution version of it. Well, I feel like we have made a good progress on what we'd eventually do with the 3D board, by the way. Okay, cool. Oh, wait. So I think I actually did a relatively good job. 3D Borb, yeah. It was ended up being a gift from Soirail, who was commissioning Tianos. Because Tianos was doing emergency commissions for one of his friends who was in the hospital. And we're currently trying to figure out what to do with it. But basically, I think if there's like is there an expand tool? Is like if so, I can basically just like expand this, and then like this would read clearly as like foreshortening. Okay, it's pretty good. Thank you. Definitely a lot to learn though. As I'm looking at these legs, I'm like, those legs, they ain't right. I'm far away from understanding like plantigrade or digitigrade, or yeah, plantigrade is what humans have. I can't understand plantigrade yet, but we're far away from having digitigrade understanding. Because that's infinitely more complex. The angle with the right leg. That might actually be it. Okay. I'm feeling a little bit more confident now about my understanding of musculature. I still feel like I don't understand what's going on in the neck area. Support leg means the angle feels more fucky and like they'll fall over. Oh, I see. So it's actually supposed to be like, oh, what is this? This is so fucking familiar. Is this Maria Takeuchi? Dun, dun, dun. Of light in like a Chinatown. Yep. Okay, I think I see, because it's supposed to basically needs to be more offset. There we go. That looks at least more reasonably balanced. Small problem I sometimes have no notation of the height of the character, especially if I should turn into a VRC avatar that's not unimportant. I think it's a little bit better now that they have the tool where like you can adjust your height in VRC. So like, you know, but also like knowing that for, you know, other applications is probably handy. Okay. I also like part of me is like, because if I think about like where the feet would be like right here. And that consists of the deltoid muscles. Also, I guess like they kind of taper. I love Maria Takeuchi. Although I guess this is Fly Day, isn't it? Or is this Maria Takeuchi? I think it's Maria. Okay, so the deltoids, which I guess I can probably look at the DA references. Okay, so there's some amount of musculature that kind of like. Okay, so just adding even those like lines helps flesh it out enough. Although it does make me realize, like, if I... Someone pointed out that deltoids on guys, it looks like a smaller guy is like trying to escape, and now I can't fucking unsee it. This is from a singer named Yasuha. Okay. Why do I think the liquify tool is going to be my best friend when it comes to stuff like this. Because, like, that already looks so much better. Sorry, I'm at the traps. That's 3 a.m. and here I'm not completely awake. Wait, oh my god, 3 a.m.? Are you in Europe? I forgot to register to vote. Yeah, you should probably do that. That's important. Okay, so yep, Germany. Oh, wow. To be fair, I actually feel like I know a decent number of... there's the other Crow VTuber, Trending Hobbit, is in Germany, and I swear to God, he stays up later than I do. Like, I go to sleep before Trending does. I'm back. Welcome back, Jaren. Glad to have you. Our program, but every time you use a drawing tool, it also adds a little bit of lens flare somewhere in the picture, and every time you use an erase tool, it adds a little bit of plastic wrap. Why would you do that? It's about 9 right now. Stream often start for me just 7. So I think because it's 9:05 for me right now. I'm in the Eastern time zone. Trending's sleeping schedule is sometimes wake up 11 p.m. for stream. Oh my god. That is wild. But also, like, it's Tuesday. I guess to be fair, like, I probably shouldn't be, like, you know. Okay, there we go. East Coast is usually exactly 12 hours behind ours. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. I guess I should probably find more poses. It is 9 o'clock now, so we have about an hour. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. Should we look at some back musculature? Because you know... I'm guessing Philippines. This is actually a really handy reference. Male back musculature is great. I genuinely think male back muscles are the most underrated in terms of, like, how attractive they make a guy. Like, they're for sure up there, because I feel like there's not nearly enough, like, back muscle, like, art copy image. I'll get a new one. So I feel like I'm making a lot of progress. Also, god damn, man. Okay. Fat guy lifter back muscle is what is that? Wiggle. His music sending back to Newgrounds era. We okay, low-key, because Pop Mutt on today's stream ended up having like an hour and a half, 2-hour long fucking like reminiscent whatever with Rose Doodle, which was a lot of fun, but also made me feel incredibly old about a lot of stuff. And it definitely reminded me very much of like the Newgrounds phase, where like I think the first video I ever watched on the internet was on Newgrounds, and it was like a Luigi's had enough of Mario being the center of attention, and so he plans to kill him while Linkin Park plays in the background, like breaking the habit as they have this epic duel to the death. Okay, so posterior deltoid, huh? Oh my god, that aired the internet. Yeah, no, like that was, I feel like that was the entire, like, I was, you know, I remember being on the ABS forums in 2010 or 2002. ABS, I don't recognize that. The Nyan Cat era, the hamster dance era. This would have been before my Neopets era. Okay. What? I'm like albino black sheep. Oh god, I've heard of that. I don't think I ever visited that though. For me, a lot of my early internet exploration was YouTube, specifically like the 2006 to 2009 era. Yeah, that was the era of like when Minecraft was like just kind of starting to pick up. Like later on the 2009 2010 with like the Minecraft alphas. My Newgrounds era was some guy making fan series of Zelda characters. Okay, so we basically have the oh wait, because these are like this is the back of the rib cage, isn't it? This is like the opposite of the sternum. Albino Black Sheep was Newgrounds, but individually curated instead of community curated. Oh god! And then I was also reminded of a like it's basically like an animation cartoon flash thing called Ed's World that I have not thought about in forever. God damn, this guy has incredibly well developed musculature. I got an achievement? Acronomically, Avagle failed to expand an acronym to a matching unique name that's introduced one sentence prior. Wait, I feel like I'm having a stroke. Acronomic. What is this French? Are you groping your own ribs? Because it's not exactly the back of the rib cage. Okay, well, I guess to be fair, that's the spine. It's just like if I think about where the ribs would be. So like the spine is here. I guess, okay, so like, you know, basically like if we follow through on the other side, I'm assuming that I guess that this would be about where the spine is, or like where the bottom of the sternum is, would be like right here. Welcome on the left, so like, glad to have you. Is it French? Well, I'll be your lobster, Starkey. You can learn a lot about where muscles are in the body if you're touching yourself. My brain wanted to read that as touchelaying, and I'm like, I don't speak French. Yes, more or less. Okay. So like it actually kind of, I guess the musculature doesn't really wrap around the skeleton all that much, especially once you're this level of like ripped. Toucheling is the Game Grumps reference. Toucheling. I may have reached directly to for the French word because I couldn't find if there was an appropriate English cognate in time. Wait, isn't this the back view? Why are you talking about the sternum? Well, because this is the rib cage. So I'm like, okay, so if the sternum is going to be back here, it's like the front of the sternum is going to be like right here. Then like it's kind of a fun thing that the muscle happens to line up with where the sternum is located. Touch pronounced like touche in English. Toucheling. I listen. My brain is so. I swear to God, like doing art has made me dumber. I swear to God, like the doing art has like activated a part of my brain that like actively does not understand the English language. It's like the left versus right brain sort of thing, where it's like they're now at war. So you hold your sides with your left hand, then flap your right arm, and you can feel that lat muscle pulling down. Okay. Erector spinae. I misread rotator cuff as a rectum cuff. Hello? Goddamn. Okay, so here we have the posterior deltoids, and then the trapezius, which forms like a nice, like that's a nice curve. Okay. We have the actual like the back view of those muscles. Is like if you think about where the like probably about right here would be like where the pecs form on the front side. And then like the armpit would be like right around here. Cut the connection between brain halves and you will learn your hands connect independently while you're with you none the wiser. A little lower, actually. Oh, I guess like Because we have, this would be the rough area of the armpit. And then we'd have the pec, which would be probably like right here. That's the connection to the arm, connection to the chest and the sternum. Cortex juggler level 0.5. Attempt to activate your linguistic and visual intelligence simultaneously and experience brownouts. That's such a good description for what's happening to me, though. The bottom of the shoulder blade. Okay. The bottom of the shoulder blade should... Oh, yeah. I guess it would line up with where the bottom of the pec is. That makes sense. Use your own body as reference. Okay. I've gotten that advice a couple of times. The problem is I have the proportions of fucking Slender Man. Like, it's like someone put... It's like if the stretcher... Like, you put a fucking Stretch Armstrong on the rack. That's what my body is like. So it doesn't always line up. Also, I'm hypermobile. So, like, the limits of my movement... Yes, the muscle's still there. You're not wrong. But also, like... Because for me, I'm like... Is it normal? Like, okay. I actually have a story. When I was in high school, I was part of the track and field team. You're hypermobile? Yep. So I was part of the track and field team, mostly as like a field person. I was doing like shot put and discus, and so like one of the stretches was like to stretch the chest area. Do you have a Marfan syndrome? I don't have Marfan syndrome. I think it's just hypermobility. The difference between your body and the stick bugs is the thickness of the muscle, not the length. But like my coach is like trying to help me stretch, so he's like, okay, you know. If this is like a top view, this is my head. Like these are my shoulders, and like he's like, okay, put your arms behind you. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, arm, and dueling is telling me time is almost up, and so like the idea is like, okay, so if you hold your arms, you know, if you hold your or like, okay, actually I think it's like arms out, you know, like all the way out. Which, like, this is an exaggeration of the pose. The idea is like, okay, so if I'm standing like this, he's gonna pull my arms back. The problem is, because I'm hypermobile, my fucking arms look to like this, and I still wasn't getting as stretched. And he's like, nah, I can't do anymore. like the part where my arms crossed over and I still couldn't feel a fucking chest stretch, and he's like, I am not going further, I'm gonna hurt you. And I'm like, understandable, but also he was horrified. Anyways, okay, so okay, I also need to remind myself, because I keep looking too intensely at the shapes. I need to break this down into forms. Like, I keep looking at the specific muscles when that's not really a helpful way to think about it. So we have, like, basically rhombuses. If we think about, like, these as rhombuses. You know, for when restraining a Starkey for anime, is that the song list? Probably. Yes. It is the song list. Although the comedy is on there like 5 times, and I don't know why. But also, welcome on, James. Glad to have you, Sweet. Give it a shout out for James Jars. Also, did we ever get a shout out for... I'm pretty sure we got a shout out for Jaren. Yeah, muscle groups are more useful for drawing, if I remember correctly. Oh, for sure. Like, but also, learning how to draw muscle is friggin' difficult. Very, very difficult. Okay, so it's kind of like... Okay, so they're basically like... Is rhombus the right term here? It's been forever since I've done basic geometry. I said that comedy is being there 6 times is probably because it's just that the API is falling back on. Probably. I want to stay longer, but I have a class to teach in the early morning. I did not realize you were a teacher. I think of the second shout out. That's a trapezoid. Okay. I did not realize you were a teacher. Go get some sleep, Jaren. Thank you so much for stopping by, you sweet bean. We did get a shout for Jane Jars. Excellent. I'm a museum educator. Educator. That's awesome. That's super cool, actually. Learning musculature is helpful in posing sometimes. If you know what it looks like under the skin, you can figure out how it moves when limbs. Like that was low key because I'm using a variety of muscle references. So like I'm like trying to find different poses, and like looking at like basically how the shape morphs in different views and different angles. I'm teaching preschool lately. Oh, that's fun. I mean, it's I from what I've heard, apparently the next generation of kids are savages. But I'm sure with preschoolers, they're still like they're not so bad that they they cause problems yet. Are both of those DA's art? Yes, both of these are DA's art. So this is DA's art. This is DA's art. This is art from someone else. I can't remember. The person who offered the image as a reference. Sorry, all kids are savages. You're not wrong, actually. And then, weirdly enough, they're kind of, and then like it kind of like levels off. So it's basically like two sets of trapezoids that's going on here. If we look about just where the musculature is, or like the overall shape, and then we have basically this pentagon here to complete the shape. This is functionally a diamond shape, and then of course we have leading into the muscles. Okay, rhomboids. I'm partially surprised that DA's drawn dudes with narrow, leaner stomachs before. Oh no, DA. Here's the thing. DA actually, when I first started hanging out with him, because DA at this point is largely known as a big boy artist. Like he draws bigger men, which I'm down for it, and that was why I initially started following DA's art in the first place. There was a bit there where he felt like he was getting kind of typecast as like a belly artist. Which I've actually heard from a couple of people that like apparently that's a somewhat frequent thing to happen in the furry fandom, where like you want to draw things that aren't like that aren't big bellies, and people like the bellies seem to be like a way to get like big attention fast, but like if you try to draw anything else, you're kind of SOL. Also, like, what's going on here? It's kind of like a pentagon. I guess this is like a hexagon. Or I guess like this is like a mirrored pentagon. I think specific muscles are like beyond my capability right now, but this is still handy. I think it's fair. As much as I like bigger guys, I do think DA should be able to draw what he wants. My favorite bodybuilder calls the back form a Korba neck. I think I can only think of one bodybuilder that I follow, and honestly, he's more of a strongman than a bodybuilder. Eddie Hall, who was the world's strongest man for a bit. Yeah, James, how was FWA? Hopefully you're like kind of resting up and recovering. Well, like this level of detail is like kind of outside of my, outside of usefulness for me. It's good to have this reference, but it's not necessarily the like, strongman physiques aren't really appeal to me in a way I can't fully articulate yet. Got a little concrete, but isn't all bad. Oh, my legs got so sore. Oof. It was a great time though. I'm definitely going next year. Heck yeah. I don't like really the extreme bodybuilders. That feels off. Yeah, I'm definitely. Here's the thing. Like for me, the ideal body type is the strongman because it's just pure power. Like that is just musculature, and then you have like you're not really sacrificing anything for definition. Now I'm looking at this. I'm like the pecs are probably like if I were to like now they've refreshed my eyes. I think if I were to actually like. This does make them taller, but also it kind of helps Yeah, because think about where the abdominal is, and then we have, you know, bulgy wulgy there. The bugle woogle. But yeah. I actually kind of like the look of the, like, the pecs that are a little bit taller. Okay. Let me see if I can find, like, leg studies, or maybe abdominal studies. What muscle group have I not looked at? Actually, let's go ahead and brush up on my weakest one, which is shoulder muscles. This is a pretty good reference. Copy image. This is where I struggle far and away the most. You didn't pay attention to the little diamond on the back? The rhomboids? But yeah, because I'm really excited about AC, because that's in a little bit over a month and a half. Above? Oh, this. Okay. This is, to be fair, this is like kind of the it's kind of weird that like it forms this shape. I guess to be fair, like I need to think about this less as like, because like these are very eggplant shapes. Welcome on in, Miru. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. How's Dark Hair? Are you doing well? I'm doing all right. I'm currently trying to figure out how to draw musculature. It's very, very complex. Oh, wait a fucking minute. Oh my god, I've been dumb my entire life. Is this the new Spider-Man? Miru Carey. But honestly, though, I think because I'm terrible. Wrong layer. I'm terrible at Fortnite. So if we ever did play Fortnite, you would realistically need to carry. I'm so bad at that game. I'd be down to play Fortnite with everyone, although I don't necessarily know when's a good time. Here's, like, I would like to do more collabs or just like play with friends. I'm bad too. I mean, listen, your definition of bad and my definition of bad are probably completely different. So it's actually just like grab Borb gently, basically that, and just carry me to the finish line. There you have the pecs. This is the neck. So the neck is basically vertical, and then from there we have the deltoid muscles. Okay. And then if we, like, you know, that, okay, that actually makes such a huge difference now to my understanding. So these muscles, deltoids, support ramps, yeah. Yeah. So so realistically, because like part of me was always like, the way I would draw necks is like, if this is the head, I would basically draw, like, you know, I would kind of imply it, but I wouldn't, that's not actually necessarily the best way to think about it, because it's actually more like a vertical, and then, I mean, like, okay, that's to some degree exaggeration, but and then we actually have, like, you know, this is heavily exaggerated, of course, but it's honestly like, okay, where does it starts like halfway. So let's erase this, draw a bigger head. We draw the neck. That's too long. That seems like a reasonable neck length. Draw like the halfway mark. And then kind of like this. And then from there, we would draw the rest of the musculature. You know, this is the shoulder. I'm somewhat phoning it in, but it's like this part doesn't really matter. So this is a more realistic reference is helpful. Not only Bart has distorted my perception of how large pecs are versus abdominals and lats. Oh, that's a good point though. Because like, also they kind of slant down. That's an important thing to know. Is like the like you have the central central support bar of connective tissue, and then they kind of slant down, which is interesting. Also, if we think about like, you know, if we think about like comparing the height directly, a realistic pec would actually be like basically half of an abdominal. But Tish, get that fucking emote out of here. That emote might be the most deeply cursed thing. Wait, excuse me, we just wait, no, this is Poker Face versus Bad Romance. This is fine. The wrap around the torso specifically, and yes, that makes it look like it slants. Oh, wait, that makes okay, that makes sense. So if I wanted to actually, so like, you know, it's actually kind of like a horizontal, and then, you know, there we go. Kronos is suffering. Okay, so like that would be the way I would reasonably draw abdominals. Basically like a vertical bar. I can't draw a fucking line. And then like it's almost like sinusoidal. Kind of like that. I think I might be making the effect too extreme. Yeah, I'm probably making the effect just a touch too extreme. I think that there's probably some amount of exaggeration going on here as well. Like, I think that there's some amount of exaggeration, because I feel like this is... Unless I'm losing my mind. Also, okay, so the... Oh, okay. That's actually, now that I think about, like, this is a handy way to... Oh. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. I now understand how fucking necks work. I've been dumb my entire life. Necks are difficult, yes. And then from there, you would basically draw like you basically draw the clavicle a little bit. Welcome on, Darius. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I still don't get them. So it helps, and also this does kind of confirm to me that this is a little bit of a fisheye lens, which is why this effect is a little bit exaggerated, because there is going to inherently be a little bit of space here, like from like a more top-down view, is there's going to be a little bit of like, you know, a little bit of bar here. But also, welcome on, Darius. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Go shout out for Darius the Snow. Very wonderful being. Super duper sweet. Go give him a follow. Thank you for figuring out next, wondering how a character worked in Fairly Odd Parents. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Here's the thing. What's the name of what's her face? From Tough Puppy. What if I look up? She came up. I looked up tough puppy whole face. And she came up. Oh no. Look at her. Kitty Catswell. Not her. Because, like, if you look at her, you're like, that's because it's supposed to be her nose. Okay, actually, like, now that I'm looking at this, I need to pull this into my art program because it's low key. Now that I'm learning art, I'm learning a little bit about character design incidentally. Because, like, there's the nose looks like a hole. Yeah, okay, because, like, so here's the thing. The mouth is here. This is where the mouth is. The mouth is near her eye. Her nose is out here. And her okay, the ear is, like, that's exaggeration. But, like, what if we just, like, lassoed the mouth? Hold up. We might be doing some cursed alchemy. Wait, why does this fixes it? Suddenly it looks like a fucking nose. It was that easy. It's literally. Also, this shiny is yellow. It still looks like a hole. Oh yeah, you probably need to choose a different color. Is toilet seat Quagmire from Family Guy. Wow, was that easy to make a decent design? Okay, so, like, I also need to, cause hold up a moment. Let me set her back. There's a game that I remember playing as a kid that has this same issue. And I think it's on this. Yep. It's so noticeable now. I noticed this a while back when I was, like, really starting to look into anatomy. I love the Tasmanian tiger. Oh god, what is? But also, look at where his fucking mouth is. It's on the side of his face. Like, the mouth is. Like, you would think, oh, you know, if the mouth is there, it probably continues around, it probably continues around the snout. No, this is his entire mouth, and it's on the side of his face, and it's so fucking uncanny. I actually can't unsee it now. Sorry, there's a little bit of me getting distracted, but also. Okay. So what is going on here with these muscles? Like, what? Wait, don't forget the bird from Cult of the Lamb. Oh, to be honest with you, at that point, that's stylization. Draw Starkey with his mouth on the side. Okay, hold up a moment. That's just morning chai. Low-key, that's just morning chai. I just realized the diagram has nipples for visualization. Even though that's not connected to any muscle. Actually, hold up a moment. Okay, so it should be. So basically where the deltoid meets the shoulder proper. Draw a line between that and where the belly button should be, and that's where the nipple is supposed to go on it. And then also, like, I think the other piece of advice I've heard about nipples is, like, split it into thirds. Basically, like, make tic-tac-toe and the nipple goes there. Nipple for scale. We keep getting distracted, but also, like, these are good distractions. Also, like, now I'm like, this is a good reference for, because, like, these are. Okay, so one of these is biceps? Is this supposed to be what the biceps are? And then this is, I guess, that's supposed to be the the brachiatus or whatever, and then like back here is the biceps or triceps. I've heard of the 3x3 rule. You just did tic tac nipple. Oh, speaking of tic tac toe. So what's going on here? This is boss fight music for a muscle study, huh? I don't listen. Someone put it in here. And like I feel like with really really muscular men, if you look at like the chest, like this is, you know, we have the shoulders, like they have like it's basically like a semicircle, and then like you have the like, you know, the actual like musculature with the pecs and whatever, and you basically get these wing effects. API is acting up again. Oh, of course it is. Delicious semicircles. So full of semicircles. Okay. But yeah, so there's some amount of fisheye lensing going on here, because I feel like there would be. So if you think about where so there's definitely some amount of effect, because there needs to be room for the clavicle here. Like that's where the clavicle would be if I'm actually like using myself as reference. And then from there, like the top of the pecs, you know, the top of the pecs would come up here to the clavicle. What's up, Crisp?
Starkey, what did the chemist say when he figured out the formula to make fart spray? Eureka.
Thanks, Crisp. I prefer cubes. What do you mean you prefer cubes? Like fucking this Minecraft Steve style, like you know. Why am I doing this for a bit? I need a clean canvas. Like we have like fucking. Honestly, I feel like this is like. You know you've reached true artist status when you're able to get distracted like this shit. And then you draw the cubities. You draw like the tatas here. Why am I putting effort into this? Chat. I swear to God, I'm getting dumber. Are those Spider-Man lines? No, this is how perspective works. Is like at least this is how 1 point perspective works. Chat, is this real? Listen, you guys compelled me to do this. Yeah, they're lopsided as fuck. Here's your Minecraft Steve boob chop. Guys, I'm losing it. I'm actually losing my mind. Why did I make this? Actually, if I add eyes, that's just the Booba 7TV emote. Just like Lara Croft. No, if it was Lara Croft, it'd be like this two consecutive squares, but then they both come to like triangles.
Nut.
Do not nut to this. Laura was triangles. Do not nut to the fucking Lara Croft low poly titties. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Wrong Starkey. Or sorry, or here. What if instead of like making it, you know, they just really layered on the, you know, that's, you're drawing pyramids. And then we just really like, whoop, whoop. We did it. We made Laura's conical titties. Minecraft Steve Tatas. I swear to God, I'm losing my mind. Okay. Do you think a Laura Croft titties is a sign that I should probably wrap up stream a touch early? Because like this is a sign of mental illness, I think.
Nut.
Do not nuts to the Laura's cubities. Nah. Help. Keep going. Keep going with what? That's just that's just you being himbo behavior. Actually, what if we? How do you? What a creeper like this? And they got like this going on. Do not look into the gaze ye not. Help. If we just stick a fucking blockhead. I'm beginning to think a learning art was a mistake. Do not nut to this.
Nut.
There is no God.
Nut.
I'm fucking lose my post-op creeper.
Nut.
Oh my God. It's definitely starting to break down. Maybe the creeper was explosive because they were trans the whole time. So you have 99k points. I can nut 1,000 times if I want. What if the creeper was explosive because it was, you know, they just need to be, now it's friendly. Hormonal explosion. Do you think God stays in heaven because he too is afraid of what he's created? Gender reveal party explosion, that's it coming out. Oh my God. Game Theory already confirmed this about creepers. Didn't they say that creepers were like shrubs or whatever? Wasn't that the Game Theory? Also, I've completely fucked up the perspective about this because this is supposed to be like this. It's fine. It's not fine, but it's funny. How did we get here? I swear to God, I'm losing my mind just a touch. Okay. Is there anything else I should probably note? Arms, we've studied those. Also, draw tits on a creeper. You drew tits on a creeper. Good job. Ovulated a creeper. I hate what this stream has become. I was supposed to be studying muscle, and now we're here. Okay, so actually the belly button lines up with one of the abdominals. Wait, that's actually a good point to know where to place the abdominals. Is that like the 1, 2, 3? The bottom of the third set of abdominals always lines up with the belly button. This is the tangent. It is one of the tangents of all time for sure. Okay. Let me check to see if there's anything else I can learn from these various, you know. Because this is when I'm committed to trying to, you know, Deleted Laura Croft titties. No, they're still here. We're just gonna have that threateningly in the corner while I research this for back muscle stuff. Okay, so how... Actually, this back muscle stuff might be useful for trying to figure out... Because this is... Is this... What is this? Is that the, like, tricep, or... Triceps? Okay, so this is the tricep. Then what is this? Is this just, like, basically extraneous skin? Part of the... Okay, so the tricep is, like, what? Like, a multiple sets of muscles? Okay. Or, like, this is a particularly worked out part of it? This is kind of making me realize that I feel like I can fudge muscles a lot and get away with stuff because they're just so complex. I'm sure like someone will notice and probably, you know, be like, you're a hack artist, which triceps are a three-headed muscle. That makes sense. Okay, so the first set of okay, actually, I might need to get another image of the triceps. Arm muscles anatomy. Copy image. Look up horseshoe tricep. Interesting. Okay. Go and add a new one real quick. So this is the bicep. This is the bicep. This is the brachialis, or whatever it's called.
Wretch, wretch, where the
Oh, are all three of these the
Stocky,
tricep?
Can I be a big man? I am just a rat, but I have dreams of being a big man. Please do science to make me a big rat man.
I recognize you from Proto and Rudy stream. Oh yeah, no, Ginkaze is a regular I've seen also in Sky stream. Also, they're regular in DA stream as well. I try to keep tabs on a lot of people who I see consistently around Furry Twitch. So this is, we have the bi here, brachialis. And is this, so these are clearly triceps. Is this also a tricep? Because if so, I didn't realize how fundamental the tricep was to the that's the deltoid? I thought the deltoid was around here. Oh, I guess it's like another set of deltoids. My mind parts the North American streams by EST and PST, who I see often. That's the traps. Oh. Okay. I see now. I was drawing on the reference image. It's fine. Okay. So try. I guess the other try is hidden somewhere in this, you know, because it's like this is the back view. We find something from the front view. I'm assuming you'd probably see it tucked under. This would be like the front view, and okay. Oh god. Oh god, what did I do? Go away. Go away. What's happening? What did I do? What how do I get rid of you? I'm gonna lose my mind. What did I do? Oh, I see. Okay, so I clicked on it. that was me having a moment with why did I how many of you are there? There we go. Okay, so if we look at it from here, all the different muscles, big muscles and small muscles. Because like this is also the bicep. Or no, that's the tricep. This is the bicep. Okay. This is the brachialis. This is the deltoid.
Rats. We're the rats.
How many muscles are in your 8 head?
Are you calling me a fucking... Listen. I'm a 2 head. I'm a 1 head with how fucking many wrinkles I've lost by trying to figure out art. I guess this would probably line up either with the brachialis or the take off the goggles then? No. Potawaru, I refuse. Show us your 2 head. That emote scares me so hard. It's so haunting. It's worse when you zoom it in, but somehow it still sucks even at minimum size. My brain cells are slowly losing control. I mean, hey, at least you're losing control slowly. I'm fucking speedrunning losing my marbles. Okay. This is bi. This is the delt. Try. Lost marbles any percent. He knows what will happen if he takes off the goggles. What will happen if I take off the... Are you guys gonna fucking scan me again? Could I goggle-less jump scare you? Hold up a moment. I need to label this shit better. Oh hey! Stream Elements the Stream Deck doesn't want to work. Or maybe I need to re-download... What if I... Alright, okay, so I need to update one of my plugins. Great. Wait, what? No, I don't need to update one of my plugins. Okay, cool. I don't know what's happening. Stream Deck is just broken. Great. Okay. Now that I've figured out a little bit more, what can I improve on? This musculature I probably could have made bigger. Leg musculature is waiting for another day because that's lower half of the body and that's not drawn as frequently, so that's lower priority. This is relatively fine. I think this is like the extreme of where I can go in terms of musculature without like losing my mind. Listen, I'm like I said, I'm relatively king positive, so you might start seeing me draw some stuff that's I don't want to say not safe for work because clearly I can't do that on Twitch, but like some amount of stuff that's sussier on Twitch just because I don't really care, and I figure hey like if I do more more anatomy focused pieces, that's great. Actually, I should probably at some point design my new Sona. Like that, now that I'm learning art, I might be able to do that for myself. Huh. That might be a Friday thing. You can draw it on Twitch, most likely only one time, but you can. Here's the thing. I've had a couple of people agree with me on this, but I definitely appreciate suggestive over explicits. Like I'm not partial to the penis. But like I don't necessarily mind like, Like it's like a parachuting without a parachute. But like if you kind of imply it, like, you know, if basically imagine this, but like, you know, with like a thong or whatever, like hide specifically the stuff that needs to be like hidden. I find suggestive stuff like that to be way hotter. Tasteful things more than just full frontal. Exactly. Also, I didn't realize you were hanging out. Hopefully, me learning how to do anatomy hasn't been too mind-rending, watching me trying to understand this incredibly complex. Because, like, I genuinely, like, your knowledge of anatomy, you and Delos have such incredible knowledge of anatomy that I'm sure, like, watching this is, like, it's probably like watching a kid learn how to ride a bike. So, like, you're like, oh, no, you're doing awesome. Well, thank you. So, like, part of me is like, I'm glad that I have so many artists in my community, because you guys have been a huge help, both in terms of helping me learn stuff and also helping me feel good about the fact that I'm not where I want to be, but I am making progress. I don't know if this is a Demi thing, but I find that sentiment can get me more than graphic nudity, if it makes sense. Oh no, I find suggestive and tasteful stuff to be way fucking hotter than nudes. Delos, my god, I love his stuff. Delos's knowledge of anatomy and lighting scares the fuck out of me. It's genuinely so incredible. I was just doing Yu-Gi in the background and I totally Uno reversed from 400 life points. But like, let me see if I can pull up something from, because there's one thing in particular from Delos that, like, I saw this and I'm like, I can't even begin to think about this level of lighting. It's gonna be his yep, here it is. I haven't visited Delos in forever. This piece in particular, I'm like, holy fuck. Because, like, that level of lighting and understanding, genuinely, I don't know. Like, I only do partially understand anatomy. I do a bunch of guesswork and just look at muscular dudes. That's fair. Honestly, if it gets you there, that's good. That's all it needs to, honestly. Sentiment can mean anything, like the story involving nerves about doing it for the first time, or unresolved tension between guys. Delos also went to school for this. That is a very fair point. So, like, it makes sense that he's going to be way more knowledgeable, but I can't imagine the amount of study that went into making this, because, like, that is so detailed. But yeah, no, enough about me gushing, because there's so many artists I take inspiration from that I know I don't have the time to. He's gonna circumcise someone with those. Terrible. But you know, there's it's not that I don't have the time. I'm just very far away from being able to reach their level of mastery. Also, very easy to press button to press if you know it. I honestly have a lot of those as well. You know, like, that level of experience and knowledge is very far away, but I hope to at someday, maybe not like quite that style, but like get to that level of mastery. You already did. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream here. If only just because my brain is done braining, and I don't think making any, like, if I continue to try to make any progress, I'd probably just be, you know, sitting there in pain and suffering. Let me actually go ahead and clear out the queue, so that way it doesn't try to immediately play. Yes. Clear queue. Thanks for the stream. Well, thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's see who's live. I'm tempted to rate someone who's doing art. Ooh, Galvin's live. Raid message, I can already tell you, is going to be lab break, because my brain won't work. Use my heart emote, whoever's heart emotes you happen to have. Lab break. Hopefully, you guys had a good time, because it was mostly just me kind of putzing around trying to understand art. I'm tempted to also raid Marsh, because it has been a hot minute. Hazel Draws, Buizkoi, Voxid. Let me check. Let me check some things real quick. It's also been a bit since we raided. I feel like we should raid into Doodle Den, because it's been a bit since we raided into him, and he's always bringing people over, and I really appreciate that. he has been going for 4 hours, which is why I'm always like a little hesitant, just to be like, you know, in case I he's wrapping up. Let me check real quick. Buying break more like a little bit. It doesn't look like he's wrapping up real quick, so let's go ahead and just raid in. get quick revenge. Also, he is, I believe, at his PC. He doesn't have any beer at back stuff up, so. Got to read over the Doodle Den. Doodle Den is a super duper wonderful artist. He draws very, very wonderful chunky men. You guys will love him to bits. But yeah, if this is your first time here, I'm Starkymorph, Big Gay Chaos Coding Internet, where I stream live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 6 to 9 p.m. EST. Mostly I'm going to play indie games. However, I will try to do art 2 times a week, which is going to be today and Friday. So if you like what you see, I am going to, you know, keep trying and learning and trying new things. So here's hoping I find some, you know, find style and inspiration. But yeah, if you like to stay up to date with the streaming clip I'll be going live, Twitter and Blue Sky are the places to be. I post my art there. I also post food pics. I post art that I get commissioned from others. And yeah, I also post when I'll be going live. The last post is definitely the kind I make the most often. I have a YouTube if you like to catch up on VODs there, see what we've been up to, and see my art journey up to this point, because I've uploaded every art thing I've done except for, I think, 1 week. I can't remember. I have a Discord if you like to up in there to say hi to all the Sweet Beans, to see the Chris going to the Sweet Beans post, and I have a TikTok if you like to see edited content made by myself, as was my interim issue. Although I'm currently on hiatus as I wait for myself to be unshadow banned. Thank you, TikTok. Ugh. Oh, but yeah. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. It's great to have y'all, and see you Thursday for more Baldur's Gate 3. All right. I'm gonna send you over to Doodle Den now. Bye. Bye.